Walter Page was a much-loved and respected musician. Known for playing the double bass, he was also adept at brass bass and the bass saxophone. In the swing era, he was an integral part of the Basie rhythm section, which featured Count Basie on piano, Joe Jones on drums, and Freddie Green on guitar. The sound of this rhythm section has held an enormous influence on jazz rhythm sections ever since. It may not be accurate to say that he invented playing walking bass, but he was certainly an important part of its evolution and adoption by subsequent bass players. He was clearly creative in his playing, as can be demonstrated by the start of the second chorus of Lester Young's famous Lady Be Good solo with the Kansas City Six. He used what is known as a pedal point, which is playing the same note repeatedly underneath the chords which are changing above. This sound was adopted in more modern forms of jazz later on. In early jazz, the role of the bass took its cue from the tubas and the sousaphones of brass bands and marching bands. They would play 2 beats in every 4 counts, as playing every beat of 4 counts for a prolonged time for most brass bass players is, to say the least, difficult. The beats occur on count 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is known as playing in 2. A common colloquialism for this is umpa, with the representing the sound of a tuba and the pa representing the sound of a chord, similar to what a stride pianist does with their left hand. Often, double bass players would use a bow to play their part, which provided them with 2 benefits. Firstly, it's a loud and full way to make a sound on the double bass, which would have been important at a time without amplifiers. And secondly, it provides a similar attack or start to the note, known as articulation, as a tuba. The soft articulation is not necessarily helpful for double basses as it doesn't resonate quickly. String bassists moved to plucking or pizzicato playing, which made them quieter, but it gave them an instant attack and allowed them to play more notes as the sound doesn't take as long to ring. The freedom afforded to bassists by pizzicato meant that pianists started to change the way that they played in the rhythm section. The piano players stopped using their left hand for the bass notes and started punctuating the music with rhythmic chord stabs and melodic phrases. Bass players were no longer locked into playing the same notes as the stride player's left hand on counts 1 and 3. The first major change to bass lines came by repeating each note and playing all 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. This has a similar flavour to playing in 2, as they're still playing the same notes, however the bass line adds more urgency and can be used to create excitement and propulsion. This new way of playing was dubbed as playing in 4. The next innovation to occur was walking bass. Again, all 4 counts are played, but in this case, each note is different. The greatest example of this in the swing era is arguably the bass line to Jumpin' at the Woodside. Adding extra notes helps to create even more energy and can give the impression that the bass player is on the way somewhere, at least musically speaking.